Hello, welcome to the Well, Monday, June 10th. We have a beautiful reading in store today. So first, as usual, let's circle up at the well, our inner well, our metaphoric well, a moment to think about what's going well in your life and what are you grateful for. So just close your eyes, go inside and honor that which is going well, or maybe journal and just feel into what you need wherever you are in your journey right now. What do you need? What would nourish you? Oh, and let's go into the reading for this week.
All right, very good. So this week, our opening card is energy healing. And, this is obviously what we're here for in pause. And at any given time, we can point our direction toward any aspect of ourselves in order to make movement, create more growth, and heal things up. And this week, the area of healing that we're going to focus on is our mental clarity, our mental health, and the way we communicate. This is in the Zen deck, this is a cloud card, which represents the mind. And we're talking about overburdened mind. This is with too many thoughts racing through it, too many things on your to-do list that are all crammed in your mind, communications that have been blocked, that feel stalled, maybe old perceptions that you carry in your mind that need to be cleared out. So
Beliefs,
this is where we're going to
limiting beliefs.
limiting beliefs, right, exactly. And this is what we're going to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So the first step I got is release. And this is not just, okay, just release it all, right? We know that. But it is an opportunity to take a look at, what do I practice to help clear? You got to always keep the cobwebs out, right?
Yeah.
So what do I practice to clear my mind? Is it that I exercise and get in the zone, being with nature, being with our pets, meditating, praying? How do we find ways to clear our mind and release the things that are unwanted in there?
And to clear our field, right? Our energy field. It's energy.
Clear the energy,
right?
yes, in the mind space and our higher self. How often do we tie in? Do we, check in with our higher self? It's all of that energy up there. And we may have a practice. I may have a meditation practice, but maybe I need 2 a day because maybe my waking world is so busy, my schedule's overwhelming, whatever. So just call an awareness to a practice that can help you with your mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we, starting with within ourselves, we start to work on the perceptions and the interpretations that cross through our minds. Like, I don't know, if we have a coworker who doesn't speak up a lot at meetings and we want them to, right? We feel like we want it to be more collaborative.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you may just decide, oh, they don't have anything to give, they don't have anything to share. That's an interpretation, right? Instead, open up the channel of communication and maybe find a way to draw some ideas out of that person. Or really what I want to say is, within your own self, even if you're like at that meeting and you say various things and then you leave the meeting and you go, why did I say that? And I forgot to do, like, beating yourself up after the fact. That is, we want to shift those perceptions too, that we direct toward ourselves, because then we're using our energy against ourselves. So we want to be able to go, okay, that happened. Oh, next time I'll remember to mention this as well. And just let it flow behind you. It's really how you interpret things creates the quality of your experience. And
it's everything. It's everything.
It's everything, isn't it? And within ourselves.
Absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And everything is an interpretation except for a fact.
Yeah.
A fact is a fact. Everything else is interpretive. It's valid, but it's interpretive. And the good news is that means it's malleable.
Yes. And we have the power to shift it. Yes.
And we have the power to shift it.
Yeah.
In fact, we're the only ones in our own system that have the power to shift that. Otherwise, we're at the mercy of other people's interpretations.
Absolutely. And then what? then we're turning our energy on, or we're not using
Yeah.
our energy in a productive way,
In
in
the
a
program,
toward growth.
yeah, in the prison program that I lead, we call this the keys to the kingdom.
Mm. Perfect.
Facts are facts. Everything else is interpretive. It's valid, right? And the good news, it's malleable. And we have control over how we experience our interpretations by presencing to them as that. Oh, that's an interpretation.
Mm.
Again, it's valid, but is it serving you? Is it serving me to believe that I'm not good enough? That's an interpretation.
Mm.
So this is
Absolutely.
huge. This reading is so huge about this exact, yeah.
Yeah, and with the storyteller card, that's what's,
What's the
within
story I'm
us.
telling myself?
Exactly. What's the story I'm telling myself? And then we move to even more communication. I got the spirit of air.
Mm,
And now it's also about, how am I hearing others? I'm communicating my truth, and I'm able to, after shifting my interpretations, I'm able to communicate from a higher self, from a higher perspective.
yeah,
But now it goes the other way. It's reciprocal. Now, how much of the other's truth am I hearing as well?
right.
This is where the improvement really starts to show, because you're using that shift of interpretation in, as you're receiving information from
Exactly.
another.
Yeah, because you're experiencing them through your own interpretation of who they are.
Exactly. Exactly. And sometimes, if we can see that's merely an interpretation, that isn't really who they are, it leaves room to open up to discover who they
Exactly.
really are, and realize it and accept it without putting
Imposing.
those without putting those judgments on it.
Yeah,
If
and I want to just do a plug for our June challenge is aligning with Divine Mother, right?
I was wondering how this would tie in, because I
Opening
haven't
our
thought about
heart.
it.
Yeah, it's exactly this,
I
aligning
love
with
it.
Divine Mother, right? Opening our heart, not imposing our interpretive experiences of others on them or letting it
Um,
block who they get to be with us, being open. So
we
listen
did
to
that,
the June
didn't we? That
challenge.
was the June challenge.
Yes, and I love how this so powerfully aligns with it.
Really does. So being open, we got the spirit of air, the exchange of energy, instead of, I'm going to take their energy in and then just decide what it means, right? It's continuing to keep that flow.
Mhm.
And then I got awareness, and this is where you start to see, like, the veil lifts, and it's like,
Mm,
there's my clarity that I was seeking when before I was feeling burdened by everything. There's my
yeah.
clarity, because I'm presencing in, I'm able to speak my truth and hear others' truth,
Mhm.
and process it in a way that it doesn't continue to bog me down. So
Mhm.
the clarity comes that, oh, this is a almost an easier way to go about it. And
Mhm.
then, of course, I got gratitude, because always we're reminded, you
Mhm.
know, once you get it, once the light bulb goes off, rest into gratitude for it. It's not, oh, I should have done this long ago, or, no
That's an
resentment, no guilt.
interpretation too.
That's an interpretation too. And I got it when I got it. And now I'm grateful to see what else I can go forward with.
Can you
Um,
actually read what's written on that card? Because I'm sure it's going to be
sure.
very beautiful and inspiring.
Sure. It says, find just one thing that you feel grateful for right now.
That's what we do when we come to the well.
I know. And let that gratitude pour through your body. Like, it's like a healing balm, like a balm. It's like a healing balm, like the warmth of the sun. So
Mm,
it's
perfect.
right now, what can you be grateful for? And it presences you, it brings you into the moment, which is, if you are really practicing present moment awareness, there isn't any room for burden thoughts. That they're, they take a back seat, right? And
Absolutely.
the the real presence in practicing gratitude forces you to be in presence,
Yeah.
or they go hand in hand. Um, that alleviates, so much weightedness in your energy. So
Right. Burden is
yeah,
so heavy, right? The heaviness of the burden.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we got the gratitude. Oh, and then we got receptivity. So what, the clarity of thought, the shifting the interpretations, and then being able to hear others creates a new path, a new way for you to utilize your mental strength and your clarity and your communication skills.
Another way
And
to
now
go.
you find yourself open channel. Now you're also receiving from the divine because you've cleared the mental clutter and your intuition is on board now,
Mm,
right?
align.
So
Mhm.
there's more flow. Yeah, there's more flow there.
Yeah, it's like, do we want to consciously, are we going to align with pure awareness and divine and God and all of that, which your higher self, all of that, which is higher vibrational and ultimately guiding us? Or are we going to align with these old burdens and these old past patterns and that just move us in circles?
It's almost like, do we want to live in the mud
Yeah,
or do we
totally.
want to live above the earth? Like, yeah. So with air and blue skies and fresh air. So yeah,
That's the
yeah,
question, right? The
yeah.
lotus blooms from the mud, right? Do I want to be in the mud or do I want to bloom from the mud?
Yeah. Bloom. Yeah. So that's the first set. Do we want to rest
Beautiful.
into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot already processing this, so maybe just flow right into the next part.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I felt that transition.
Mm.
We left with this openness, this receptivity and clarity,
The portal
and
to the next.
yeah, like a pour.
Mhm.
But we also should remind ourselves we're not going to clear it all in one sweep,
Nope.
right? There's going to be, so I got persistence because there will be some
Stay the
remaining,
course.
yes, beliefs and perceptions and thoughts and ideas or whatever in our mind that are still lingering that may or may not serve us. So it's getting back to identifying those again. What else can I clear? How else? Well, let me go to level 2 of this clearing. And the first thing I got after that was sacred space. So this is definitely
Mhm.
everything you need to know you have
Love the eggs in there.
within
I
you.
just noticed
Isn't
that.
that cute?
The eggs, the sacred space is a nest with little blue eggs inside
Isn't
of
that sweet?
it. Love it. Yeah.
And this is your core. This is your soul. That is the core of who you are. And you know, being tender with it and giving it time to grow, let it incubate, right? Let it become what it's going to become.
Yeah.
Um, and it's funny because that comes right over that burdened card.
Mm.
And so it's, yeah, we all get this way. We're human. This is, what happens. But we can also, we have the power to undo it and create a new way, right? And it all starts within the core of who we are. And
Absolutely.
so, where within my being do I feel needs a little more attention and love in order to clear up some communication issues in my outside world or to clear up some of these interpretations that I carry along. I got after that self-acceptance. And
Mm.
this is a purity of as I am
Mhm.
is really all I need to know. This is as I am, even if, oh yeah, I was really burdened, for a couple of years there and I couldn't clear my mind and it was very hard. I was challenged. That's what you were. And that accepting that and bringing love to that is what facilitates the growth. And remember, we always say it comes back to the heart. And
Yeah.
this card I'll read as well,
Yeah.
self-acceptance.
Perfect.
It says, nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Okay, please read that again. Oh my gosh. I want every single person who's listening to this to think about this. This isn't about fixing or working, right? Oh, I love this. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm getting those big chills. I get chills when I'm onto something. Nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love,
Mm.
self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our oneness, dear divine. This is the key. And self-acceptance doesn't mean perfecting the self and then now I can accept it. I
This
can
is the
accept who
June
I am.
challenge. This is the June challenge,
It's
aligning with the Divine Mother,
the divine
resting in
mother.
the divine. That's what you just read in that. Can you read the last line again?
May I rest in our oneness, dear divine.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. And there comes, and that's when we all the warts, we're in full acceptance of who we are in this moment.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we stay that way forever. If there are things that we'd rather shift and tinker with and release, we can do that along the way.
Mm.
There doesn't have to be, first of all, there is no end destination to our evolving,
It's
to the evolving work we do. There is no, we don't just get to a point like, the end of the race and now I'm the winner. Uh,
right.
it's a constant, it's endless.
Hmm.
So, finding that working on yourself task to be a little too hard is because it's never done.
Hmm.
But the good thing is, you know, there's always more to shift. Like it's just constant progress.
Yeah.
So I love that card, how it came in, right after the sacred space, because your heart and the soul of who you are is your sacred space. And being able to recognize all of it and love it is, that's very freeing. It's very freeing.
Perfect.
And remember, it says, being fully, when you offer your whole being fully to love, this is what we're talking about. Bring it back to the heart space. That's when the self-acceptance comes through, because how can you not accept yourself when you're in the energy of love, right? It's, of course, then the next card I got is forgiveness. So that's the heart space again. This is releasing. This says compassion and kindness, starting with the self,
Yeah.
starting with yourself. And then that spills out onto others.
Yeah.
So we went a little deeper on this spread so far. The other one was clearing the brain, clearing the mind, trying to find, some other new way of interpreting and communicating things. And now we're going a little deeper into the wholeness of who we are
Hmm.
and moving from there. And I got change because this is what we're feeling. We're
Hmm.
starting to feel the little stirs of, oh, there was a time when I would have been in this scenario and left the party and beat myself up over everything I said, right?
Hmm.
When, but that isn't, you weren't in presence at that party then, right? You weren't coming from your soul. So the change you start to feel when you start to release some of these older limiting beliefs and perceptions. Then I got connection. Now you're feeling not only connected to yourself and the divine, but to others around you. And the caption here says, we are all connected.
Hmm.
So it is a beautiful thing to start feeling that you are part of a much bigger picture. And that even if you have specific qualities within your human self that maybe, like in the self-acceptance energy, I don't really like that about myself. It isn't recognized in the collective. You are just a pure energy of love in the connection. And so this is what we want to bring into our personal world as well.
Hmm.
Then I got the master. So now our perspective is raised. This is also connecting to the divine card. If you see that moon above his crown chakra,
Hmm.
this is mastery. This is higher self. You're getting this. And once you get that, you can't kind of unknow it. So then you build from there, right? And you continue the evolving. And that's what the last card is, Grandfather Sky. This is expansion. This is really being wide open and connected to the universe. And it also came right over that receptivity card from the last spread. It's the same energy. This is more of receiving it, and this is more of breathing it out there and what you do with that energy
Hmm.
to expand.
What
Beautiful.
do with your energy, right? It's all about that. What do we do with our energy? Our energy is our focus, our time, our everything, right?
Our everything, our love.
Everything, our love, it's all right. What do we do with that? What are we going to bring our focus to? Everything matters. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.